I'm standing on the footsteps of our over 100-year-old church, the original St. Nicholas, here to talk to you about possibilities. So when this church was built over 100 years ago, it was a mission parish of St. Leo's. And the priest had to row over, because there was no Narrows Bridge at the time, in order to give Mass. And so naturally, there probably wouldn't have been Mass every single week, with the priest having other parishioners in the Tacoma parishes to care for. And when he did come, he would stay for a weekend. There's actually a little apartment inside this old church where the priest used to stay. And over the last few weeks, especially with what's been going on in our country, I've really been thinking about what it was like coming to Mass here. Had a community not come together over 100 years ago and really desired a Catholic church, then there would be no St. Nicholas here in this time. And it's especially important as we think about the fact that we haven't been able to have Mass publicly for over 3 weeks now. I remember about a month ago, I was standing inside of this church speaking with our future confirmandi about the importance of Mass and how we can't be missing Mass at all if we're preparing to receive the sacrament of confirmation. And only a week later, all public Masses were discontinued. While I know my sentiment and heart were in the right place, I still can't help but feeling a little bit sad that was the last conversation that we had. And then also knowing that this time is so filled with uncertainty. When will we be able to gather again and celebrate the Eucharistic celebration? But it also is reminding me how important and how special that time is, just because we're in anticipation. I've also been thinking a lot about the apostles who were waiting in the room. After Jesus' resurrection, he came back onto this earth. He was there with the apostles, walking, eating, living with them again. It was like things had never changed. And then he assumed into heaven, and the apostles were left waiting and wondering, what do we do now? What is next? And that is when the greatest gift was about to be bestowed upon them, the gift of the Holy Spirit. We might not be able to be united with Christ right now, physically in his bodily presence. We can't have the Eucharist. We can't come together as a community, but we can pray. And we can be united with Christ in our hearts and with each other through our prayer. This old church was out of commission for a very long time, and many people were wondering what was going to happen to it. It was just an old building sitting here, sort of unused and almost forgotten. And then over the last few years, renovations have started to happen, and we were able to open the church and use it. And what a wonderful experience it's been to be able to be inside this old church, to be connected to our original roots, and remember why St. Nicholas came to be established in the Gig Harbor community. Most importantly, we remember that Christ is the one that established our church, and he is the one that brings us hope during these difficult times. Let me encourage you that this time is a time of possibility. It's a time of anticipation. Let us join our prayer together as we say, Lord, what are you calling me to right now? Lord, how can I serve you during this difficult time? How can I draw closer to you? And Holy Spirit, reveal to me my wounds and my sin so that I can grow even closer to the Lord. Praying for you in this most holy of weeks. Bye.